Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 147. It's Friday here in Cincinnati. Still gray, still kind of chilly. We had some ice and snow on the ground this morning and more snow expected for this weekend. So I guess winter is still here for a little bit longer. I know many teachers are praying for snow days, and students. So I hate to take that away from all of you. Yeah. Okay, Friday. It has been a week of unexpectedly exploring this idea of expanding and stepping onto bigger stages and really trusting the divine flow of our destiny or our highest potential for our soul's blueprint in this lifetime. And so interesting ideas and thoughts and alignments have come forward all week for me as I've been sharing. Today I went to my new moon tarot card spread that I put together a month ago at the last new moon. And I pick cards in this order that sort of walks me through what the energy is going to look like for the month. And as I was looking at that again today, because our new moon is next week, I looked at this card that's called Understanding, and I'm going to read the card in a couple minutes. But it shows a bird that is sitting inside of a cage, and all of the bars in front of the bird are dissolving or have dissolved, but you can see the cage behind the bird, and the bird's sitting right at the edge of these dissolving bars, looking out at this big, beautiful blue sky. And it's just sitting there. And that image just feels so relevant. It's one of the last cards in my spread as we move towards the new moon. I think it's on Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday maybe. As we move towards the new moon, it's one of the last cards on my arc, coming down towards the next cycle that begins. And I feel like that's what I have been moving towards, is a deeper understanding of the possibilities and my own fears and doubts that need to clear in order for me to feel comfortable flying out into the big blue yonder. And so when I was sitting with that feeling this morning, the title that came through is Listening Closely. Listening closely. We always have our own inner guidance inside of ourselves, and there's a way that I'm trying to feel how to describe this. We know when we are ready for something. We feel it inside of us, and yet we have this combination of the mind, the body, and the spirit that makes up this human composition, this human journey. When the soul is saying, I know this, do this thing, the mind wants us to stay in a really comfortable, familiar place because it wants us to be safe and not have those woundings and experiences that we've had before that were so harsh and hurt so much. And what I find for myself is whenever I'm ready for the next expansion or the next stage or platform, my mind starts throwing up all the stuff to keep me really busy and really distracted and make sure I stay safe and stay in my comfort zone. And it's not a pattern that I have recognized easily. I had a really good friend tell me a couple years ago. She said, do you realize every time you're about to expand, you do this thing where you go back to the situation that happened a few years ago and you immediately start reminiscing about it and you go right back into all the pain and the wounding of that. Do you realize you do that? And after the initial, ouch, really? I do that? I could see the pattern, and thank God, it was like she opened the cage for me. You know, she said, here's a way to step out of this limitation that you've held around yourself. Don't do it that way. It's not necessary, and it's holding you back. And I felt that happening this morning. I've gone back and forth, like, do I share this in this space? Because I don't want Gaia's Love to be like a sales pitch, and it doesn't feel like that. In this moment, what I'm working through is I'm about to release a membership offering that I call Viv's Energy Gym. And I've been working on it for a few weeks, and I love it. It's so exciting to me, and it feels like the absolute next step. And I've done all the work, and it's just about ready. And this morning I was like, yes, I'm going to send it today. And then as soon as I made that decision, this morning my mind just started going boom, 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 throwing up all the stuff that limits me, that has me doubt myself, that wants me to stay small, that would have me think if I follow what I really want or what I really feel is in alignment, what if the rest of my life kind of blows up, or what if the rest of the things I'm trying to hold together fall apart? Or I don't know what the phrases are for you when your mind starts to spin, but for me it's so much doubt, doubt in my relationships, doubt in myself, doubt in who I can trust and what the future is going to look like. And so, my mind wants to go into this loop. And it's a very familiar, comfortable loop, let me tell you. It's very easy to go into that place. And so I share that because I feel that lots of us have that same experience. We're feeling that wanting to be brave, wanting to step out onto the stage like in A Star is Born and just do that crazy thing that we know will catapult us into some other stratosphere of adventure and joy and love and life. And then our mind, body, spirit goes rup, 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 rup. At least that's how it feels to me. Sometimes it's the body that does it. For me, it's usually the mind. My mind is very powerful, and it wants to control. It wants to control me in a way that keeps me safe. And so it spins into that loop very easily, and it's taken a lot of time and practice and patience to be aware of how my mind works and to become in harmony with it. For some people, it's the body. Their body will just instantly get sick or fall apart or go to sleep or put on weight. We all have our different ways that our mind, body, spirit, when the spirit wants to expand, the mind and the body start going. What is so funny or so interesting to me as I reflect on this morning and just, how it works in my mind, body, spirit balance this is exactly what I'm teaching or guiding or helping people with in my energy gym, is how do we become aware of these patterns and then find our way through them so that the mind and the body and the spirit work together, work in harmony, continuously expand instead of one side of the triangle going and then shrinking back and popping the other one out of balance. And how do we keep all three of those legs, those prongs, expanding together? And so, of course, that's what I created this morning. What works for me when I am in this space where the mind wants to keep me so busy that I can't quite step or drop into my soul's work, I turn to meditation, which is what I've done this morning. I turned to music, and then I walked down and I looked at my tarot cards, my Zen cards, for inspiration to go, okay, where am I in this arc that I knew was going to happen in my growth, in my soul's journey this month? Where am I in that arc, and what can I use to inspire myself to stay on track, to stay in alignment with why I'm here and what I'm bringing through me? And so, of course, this card with a bird in a cage where the bars are dissolving comes forward. So these words that I'm going to read to you next from the Zen card, they were for me first because it's the space I'm in right now, and these words are guiding me. And then also, if you're listening, there's a match for you. So the words are for you. As you become better and better and stronger at finding the balance of your mind, your body, your spirit, these words are a powerful visualization of how to do that, how to stay steady in that process. All right, so I read to you the Understanding card from the Osho Zen deck. It's really beautiful. It's got this one bird that's sitting on the edge of the bar, and there's no bars in front of the bird, and its wings are kind of fluttering, but it's just sitting there. And then on the other side of the bar, out in the sky, are all these birds that are like just swooping and dancing in the sky. I'll post a picture of it because it's so pretty in the Soulshine Tribe on Facebook if you want to see what it looks like. All right, the card is Understanding. It says, you are out of jail, out of the cage. You can open your wings and the whole sky is yours. All the stars and the moon and the sun belong to you. You can disappear into the blueness of the beyond. Just drop clinging to this cage. Move out of the cage, and the whole sky is yours. Open your wings and fly across the sun like an eagle. In the inner sky, in the inner world, freedom is the highest value. Everything else is secondary, even blissfulness, ecstasy. There are thousands of flowers unaccountable, but they all become possible in the climate of freedom. The commentary, it says, the bird pictured on this card is looking out from what seems to be a cage. There is no door, and actually the bars are disappearing. The bars were an illusion, and this small bird is being summoned by the grace and freedom and encouragement of the others. It is spreading its wings, ready to take flight for the very first time. The dawn of a new understanding that the cage has always been open, and the sky has always been there for us to explore, can make us feel a little shaky at first. It's fine and natural to be shaky, but don't let it overshadow the opportunity to experience the lightheartedness and adventure on offer right there alongside the shakiness. Move with the sweetness and gentleness of this time. Feel the fluttering within. Spread your wings and be free. March 1st, the end of a week where we have been talking about stepping onto bigger stages, being free, being brave, allowing ourselves to be on the highest trajectory for this lifetime. It takes a conscious listening closely within to clear whatever's in the way, look around, see the sky outside of ourselves, and then trust that we know how to fly. So I'm doing it right along with you. And the more of us who take that leap, step out of the cage, start fluttering our wings, the more of us that can start swooping and dancing and enjoying in all of its brilliance this beautiful life that we are here to live. So listen closely and then trust, and start flying. Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love from my heart to yours.